Hey, this is Coach Zach of Baseball Stars. In this video, we're going to go over the different stances when we're catching. You're going to want to learn these to make sure that you're in the correct position for different situations. So we're going to learn how to give a signal, how to receive a ball with nobody on base, and how to receive a ball if there's runners on base. So starting with the sign giving, you want to start with your feet hip width apart, and then you want to bring your knees straight forward as you go down onto your toes. You want to make sure you're on your toes on this one. And then you want to put your glove right here on your left knee where you're blocking the view from the third base coach. Now, when we give a signal, you don't want to give a signal with your legs out like this, because now you're giving the view for your the third base coach on the other team and the first base coach to see your signal. You want to make sure that you're keeping the signal only between yourself and the pitcher, so nobody else knows what's going on besides the pitcher. So whenever we give a signal, make sure your knees are close together, glove is right here blocking the view from the third base coach, and you want to keep your forearm right here close to your hip, as close to your body as possible, and that's where we want to try to give a signal at right there. And then after we give a signal, then we can get into our receiving stance. So whenever we receive a ball with nobody on base, you want to be probably a little bit wider than your shoulders, and then you want to squat down into your hips with your feet flat. You don't want to receive the ball up on your toes like this or anything. You want to make sure that your heels are down on the ground, you're here, and you want to be able to comfortably move around in your hips. If you have a hard time with this, you need to do some work with your flexibility in your hips. That means you're maybe a little bit tight, so you can try maybe if you're at home playing video games or something like that, squat down, play video games in a catcher stance. Or watch TV. If you're watching TV, squat down in this position and get comfortable with that and be able to stay in that position for a long time. So like I said, you want to be able to move around, catching the ball here, staying on your heels. If there's runners on base, we're going to be a little bit higher. So runners on base position, I like to have my left foot in front of my right foot, squatting up in a chair. You want your legs parallel to the ground when we're with runners on base. And we want to have our hand behind the glove, either in a fist or with the hand flat against the glove like this, although the ball can still hit your fingers and that might damage your hand. So I would really suggest have the hand in a fist behind the glove, squatting in a chair with your feet slightly off-centered right here. Now you get into that position whenever the pitcher starts his motion. So after you give your sign, then you want to just kind of relax, and then when the pitcher starts his motion, then you can kind of pop up into the runners on base position. Now you're ready to drop down and block, or to pop up and throw out a runner, and you're ready for different situations. So you want to try to master giving a signal to the pitcher, receiving with nobody on base, and then receiving with runners on base.